What's up, leaders? Boy, does that word leader have a different meaning in today's environment than it certainly did the last 4 or 5 years. Think about it. We're going into a normal market. And in a normal market, you have to lead. In a rising environment where take a listing and it sells in 2 seconds, how much leadership is really required? Now, no doubt, many of you have been leading at a high level, but it really got me thinking this morning coming out of the gym, what we did yesterday, what I'm gonna recommend you do, early in the month of September, how I'm firing and charging my team right now, my executive team and all of their divisions, that we have to step up, that we are going into a normal market, not a recession, not a horrible market, not a 2007, 8, 9, 10, but I'm clear in myself that if I don't level up as a CEO, if I don't improve my ability to anticipate the future, create a clear vision, let people know exactly where they stand, let them know exactly where the expectations are, align compensation and values and behavior across the board in every division. If I'm not doing that work right now in September, October, November, December, by the time I get to January, it's already over. So here's my challenge for all of you as I sit here, it's Friday, and I'm sure like many of you post the summit, I have been wrestling with, okay, what's 2019 really gonna be like? Is this gonna be a year where we go for 50, 60, 70% growth? Is this gonna be a year where I am focused on hyper insane levels of productivity and hyper insane levels of profitability? And yesterday, basically, I laid down the hammer with my executive team and I told them, this is where we wanna be in 10 years. I expect that as I tell you a 10-year vision that we're gonna get there in 5 years because I know that's how we operate. Let's talk about the next 18 months. Let's talk about the SWOT analysis of both the market and what's happening and what we see and what are our core strengths, what are our core weaknesses, what are the opportunities we have in the market, what are the threats inside the marketplace. And we were doing deep dives on that. We've now got a SaaS product, the Hub, this whole new piece of our business. It requires a different level of thinking, a different level of leadership. And for nearly half a decade, I have ran the executive team, and I don't run the business. Cindy and Steve and Tina run the business, but I am the visionary. I'm the one that declares this is the mountain we're gonna climb, and this is what I expect, and that you tell me the resources and everything you need. But yesterday, man, I laid down the gauntlet and said, this is how it's gonna be. Like, I'm telling you, this is what I want, which is very different from what I've done in the past. We have been, for the last 6 years, a consensus-based, data-driven meritocracy. That is how we've led. Consensus-based, everybody gets an input and everybody has conversations and we walk through this dialogue and I'm like, no. We're too big as an executive team. There's 15 people sitting inside the room and logistics doesn't really have a valid opinion, in my opinion, on what we're doing with software. Like, I had to start breaking the group back up and saying, you need to go hammer your shit out. You need to get your stuff right because my expectation for my business, for your business, is September, October, November, December. We are grinding to fill the holes. We are cutting the stupid shit that doesn't work. We are putting all of our eggs into the baskets that are killing it while simultaneously running tests. We're always running tests, but I'm asking my team, Jimmy Reed, to triple down on what they know that works. I asked them to remove people that are ineffective. I told them no more B players in the office. I want A players only. Everyone has to level up. I actually said to them yesterday, my entire executive team, you have to level up. This is my expectation. I actually told them, Tom Toole, check this out. Your job as a leader in my organization, part of it is intentional non-doing. Let me say that to you again. Intentional non-doing. I said, at this point in our business, where we are, I don't want you grinding. I want you thinking. I want you communicating. I want you educating, empowering, inspiring your team, walking the floor, checking in on projects, butterflying and giving ideas. But I don't want you physically having to sit there and work. If you're doing that, I'm going to hire someone above you who's going to lead your division. That's what I said to my entire executive team yesterday. If you're grinding, if you get your satisfaction from writing the email, from engineering the software, from closing a sale, from spending all the time in a customer service situation, if that's where you get your mojo, then you're going to do that job, and I'm going to find someone else who's actually going to lead the division, who's going to anticipate problems, who's going to be like proactive with all the things we want to do, not reactive to the crisis of the problem of the moment. I don't know if any of this stuff relates to you guys, but I'm freaking fired up about 2019. I am so excited about how many people are going to reel backwards and be in a state of panic. And I'm not talking you guys, I'm talking about, the industry at whole is going to be shaky. I can't say the name of the company. It's a big, big organization, 35 company-owned stores. You can figure it out who it is. The company-owned companies, not stores, not individual offices. This is like 35 CEOs and one CEO that runs the whole thing. I happen to coach the number one CEO and his business in Atlanta with 1,800 agents with a $12 million profit. And the other 34 companies that he quote unquote competes against with his brand, right? Guess what? There is like 2 of them that have made a profit. In 2018, 2 of them have made a profit. We did analysis, right, looking at all the numbers of all these different companies from all over the US. And the only thing that we could put our finger on as to why they're not making profit and why my guy Dan is leadership. Leadership. He said, I walk around these CEO meetings and they're like, Dan, it's not fair. Your market must be good. Dan, it's not fair. Your sales price is different from mine. Like, these fucking CEOs of companies are blaming market and sales prices. That's why they're not profitable. And Dan says, no, actually, I just took 1,187 of my 1,800 agents through an 8-week appointment setting challenge where we booked 9,807 appointments. And that's why my pipeline is where it is. That's why my profitability notched up by 7% in the quarter. We did 2 mega open house campaigns. I'm starting the 100 appointment challenge with all 35 of my offices. And they look at me and they say, yeah, but see, I can't do that stuff. Like my agents are different. My managers are different. My market is different. It's leadership. It's freaking leadership, right? Why is it that one guy can say, I choose to operationalize around this. I choose to move the needle and accept the fact that not everybody's going to participate, but not let the non-participatory people stop me from forcing my hand to force productivity, to drive results, to grow the business. But all those other CEOs, they're not bad men and women. Like, they're smart people. If they were all on this line, they'd probably be like, damn, Ferry, right? They're good human beings running great businesses, but they're fucking losing a fortune. I mean, like $10, $15 million losses in this environment, in this market. It's crazy. So here's my advice for you guys, my little Friday morning rant. I haven't been able to work out, by the way, in 8 days. I had Poison Oak. I don't know if you knew that. Like right after the summit, Kath and I go for a hike. We get off the beaten path. We run into Poison Oak. I think it's a spider bite. They basically say to me, whatever you do when you get Poison Oak, Poison Ivy, don't work out, don't take hot showers, don't go in the hot tub, and don't eat spicy food. I was like, well, I only did that every day since I got this thing. So I'm like a burn victim right now. So I'm back in the gym. I'm feeling great. Totally fired up, coming off yesterday, offsite with my executive team, declaring this is where we're going. This is what I'm committed to. It's a 10-year vision. What resources do you need? We're moving into new space. The market is the market, right? The recession potentially is the recession. The slowdown to a 2 to 4% appreciation in home values is going to freak some people out. Not me. I'm going all in. Intelligently, profitably, I'm going all in. So here's what I'm going to ask you to think about. Number 1, you need to do a September reflection with your team. September reflection and a reset of what you're committed to September, October, November, December. Not only the productivity, but also the processes that need to be in place. No different from what my team and I were doing yesterday. What are the weaknesses we have inside our business? What are the strengths we have inside our business? What are the opportunities that we need to be paying attention to? I basically kept saying to my team, no more reaction. ahead of the curve, better planning, better execution, more anticipation. So reflecting January to now, what have you done individually? Break it down. Jill Biggs, I asked her to do this before the summit. She handed everybody in her sales team a piece of paper and showed them how many transactions they've done, how much money that they have made, and then she divided it by the 7 months to let them know this is what they're on pace to do if they just stay on this path. Reality is reality, right, Jared? The numbers are the numbers. It doesn't lie. This is exactly where you're at. Are you satisfied? And then she said, now let's pull up the numbers and look at how many hours of power you're doing, how often you're showing up to the office, how much you're prospecting, how much you're putting in. You're earning exactly what you're supposed to earn based upon the shit you do every day. And then she challenged them, right? What are we committed to? You need to have a September reflection and a September reset of your goals, productivity, right? And processes. What do you need to tie up? If I said to you tomorrow, hey, I need you to come with me on the road for the next 60 days. We're going to do a European tour, then we're going to Australia, then we're going to go to Asia, and I'm going to put you on stage, Donna, and we're going to speak all over the world. And the reason I'm doing this is because you put your business in a place where you can leave for 60 days and travel the world with me on a private jet and have this amazing experience and see all these amazing places and do all this cool shit. But while you're gone, your business has to crank. So what has to be in place to make that happen? What has to be in place? What do you have to do? Like I challenge my executive team to level up. Like I challenge myself as a CEO. How do I need to level up? It's cliche. What got you here will not get you where you want to go. What got you here, Jeff Costello, is the decisions and the choices and the identity and the alternating your behaviors, right? Leveling up as a leader, caring more about your sales team, or getting them the hell off the team and getting those people to go do something else, right? So what are you going to do to reset, relook at what you did so far this year, reset your goals September, October, November, December. And then when we're together in Boston, we're going to have some very tough conversations around profitability. I want to get you hyper-focused. Remember when I talked to you about like the bell curve where I say, startup, growth, cash cow, fading winner, restructure? I was spending some time texting with Debbie Holloway this morning, and I was thinking about that, we have achieved as a business cash cow, right? So, we're at that level where, you've got the money now to say, now what do I want to do? What do I want to invest in? What do I want to pour back into? Or do I just want a big safety net? And I don't say that to be braggadocio. I say, well, shit, it's about time 16 years later, we got there, right? Here's the deal. If you're in startup, you're not making any profit. I didn't make any profit for 3 years. We got to $10 million in revenue, and then the wheels fell off 2007, 8, 9, 10. So I went no profit, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. It wasn't until 2010. And by the way, in 2009, I declared New York Times bestseller. I'm going into heavy growth mode. I don't care what's going on. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out freaking swinging. That was my mindset in 2009. New York Times bestseller, give the book away for free, put 3,000 people to seminar, go for broke, right? 2010, growth mode, all of a sudden profitability. Not a lot, 10, 15% profit, which is, I think, normal because you're doing things that work. And now you're seeing okay, I'm making profit. This is good. But it isn't until a couple of years of growth, smart growth, intelligent growth, thoughtful growth, profitable growth, and realizing, wait a minute, I don't have to be involved as much. I don't have to do as many things. I'm surrounding myself with exceptional human beings. I got Debbie Holloway, leading and guiding, Team Plus. I got Bill Pipes running Sales Head. I got Jason running this. I got Stephen Lau. I got Cindy Quinn. I got all these people all these smart, intelligent people that are taking ownership and growing. And all of a sudden, I keep leveling up. Some of you are doing the same shit you were doing 3 years ago. Think about that. You're still doing the same shit. So maybe you're still in growth mode, but the cash cow comes when all of a sudden you are not the most productive person in your business. You are not the smartest person in your business. You're not the best operator, the best marketer, the best salesperson, the best engineer, the best programmer, the best ISA. When that stuff happens, my friends, that's when it explodes. So I want to talk to you guys during Team Plus about that. I'd love for you, Debbie, this is, not inside our text messages, but maybe you bring in your org chart and you say, okay, really, who's an A, who's a B, who's a C, who's a D? And where am I the best still in all of these areas? And at what point am I going to understand that everything is possible through people? That everything is possible through people. And if you're not willing to put in the time and the energy and the resources and the training and the development and the patience to help these people mature, right? Then 3 years from now, we'll be having the same conversation. And that would suck, because you and me and all of us in this group, we have too much heart and head that's connected. So I'm challenging you. September, what have you done? Where are you going? October, I want you to declare the plan. I still want you to do the planning session with your team. I still want you to get them, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? But I want you to have a number in mind, focusing on the kind of profitability you want. I want you to start thinking like this, my friends. Remember point number 2? Number 1 was, this is my business. Point number 2 is stockpile cash. That you need to have a ruthless focus right now around ROI, around I spend $1, I make 5. I spend $1, I make 8. I spend $1, I make 7. But I don't spend $1 to make $1. I don't spend $1 to make 2. That is bullshit. That is poor thinking, right? That is not how we operate. I want you to have a ruthless focus about what you do and how you do it, because there will be more money made in the next 24 to 36 months than there was when the market was like piping hot. See, in the piping hot market, think about how much you had to compete, right? In the next market, you are the shit. You are the one. You have positioned yourself as the authority. There's a reason why you've done all those videos. There's a reason why you've done all that marketing. There's a reason why 7 years ago, and I'm like, get your freaking map up, start showing your track record, have 1,000 reviews. Now you're positioned for it. So we need to be thinking about, how are we going to make a fortune over the next 24 to 36 months? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about every person who suddenly became a coach, every person who suddenly became a speaker, they're fucked in this new market. This is my time. This is my time. You guys with me? This is your time. September, do the reset, do the refresh, know what it is you're committed to, no more mediocrity. Don't go back and just slay everybody. Talk to your coach, do an analyzation. In October, I want you to know what you're committed to before I see you at Team Plus. I want to know what you're committed to before I see you at Team Plus. And I don't want to hear some bullshit about how many transactions you want to do. I want to know how much money you're going to make, how much profit you're going to have. That is the game in this environment. You want to make $3 million a year GCI? Awesome. You made $300,000? Screw you. I did $3 million in GCI and I made $1 million. Now we're talking. By the way, did your corporation pay your taxes, or do you have to pay your taxes? Because when you're a cash cow, the corporation has enough cash to pay your taxes, and your monthly dividend is just your money, not tax dollars. That's a cash cow. I don't mean to be super intense, and I know I got some potty mouth right now, but you guys know we're friends and you know we're tight, and when I just feel it, I feel it. I'm asking you to level up, to step up. This is the time. I'm telling you, the next 18 months, 24 months, 36 months are gonna be bananas. But if you're right now in a leaky boat with a whole bunch of holes and you are the best person inside your business and the only one that seems to make things work, and I can't take you with me on the road for 60 days and travel the world in a private jet and go explore, because if you're not there, your world falls apart, you don't have a business. You with me? It's time. Level up. I love you guys. Send me some texts, send me some emails. If you're in the US, I wish you a happy Labor Day weekend. Might be a good time to think and plan and not be partying and celebrating. Now is the time, my friends. I'm in a deep dive, passionate commitment about leveling up. That's the game right now. Love you guys.